an uneventful day. It's not uneventful in the world of news, but as far as the market's concerned, Joel, maybe you don't agree with me, but it seems like it's been a quieter day out there.
The dog days of August, Mr. Israel. That's what
Yeah.
we're in here. Overall, I mean, we're up seven handles at 33.51.75. Due to post a new closing high for the move. All we have to do is get above 44.75, and that looks like we can do it here with 18 minutes to go. Couldn't take out the pre-market high early this morning. We had a little dip. I don't know if that coincided with the explosion in Baltimore, but they hit it, and they hit it pretty good, down to 33.29. Not quite Friday's low, and then just like planned, the buy the dippers came back in, took us up, new high. Over the pre-market high, 55 and a half, our pre-market high. We went to 57 and a quarter, and now we got a little bit of a fade going on here in the last 18 minutes. So a little bit early to call the top here, but that double close at 44 and a half, as well as our close today, wherever that is, will be good numbers moving forward. Good day for crude oil futures. They're up 75 cents here at 41.97. Just a couple tight ranges here last few days in the crude oil market. We will now move on to the gold market, and gold is up 650. Quiet range for gold, only like $30 or so. That's hanging out. A little bit of consolidation after its monster move up. So there's a take a look at the gold market. Oh, we got a good level for tomorrow, and folks, gold. Oh boy, look at this. Three lows in the same area. You guys you know how I like double tops and triple tops and double bottoms and triple bottoms. Three of your last four lows, 27 and a half, 24.80, and 27.80. So gold bugs got to hold that tomorrow. Silver trying to close in a 29 handle. Couldn't quite get up to Friday's high at 29.91, but up a buck 49 at 29.03. And don't call it a comeback, but Bitcoin
I won't.
up $455 at 12,030.
All right, I guess the one stock I had to discuss, and then we can go to some stocks that I wrote down from the show this morning that we didn't have time to talk about, is DraftKings here. It is interesting that DraftKings and LCA, which is another one of these soon-to-be sports betting plays, and they trade together a little bit, but there's not a super strong correlation there. In DraftKings, Joel, you can pull up the chart and you can see. If not, I can. But weak all day, not a surprise. I don't think we have confirmation yet, but it seems at this point all but official that the college football season is not going to happen. That's one of the biggest drivers of sports betting activity in the country. So
Oh,
DraftKings down around 7-8% today. LCA down a little bit as well, and just I don't know what to expect. What else would you expect?
I'll tell you, just the thought of no college football, I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah.
is just blowing me away here. Let alone not having the season tickets, telling the university telling me they don't want my money. And then just having confidence. I mean, the handwriting was kind of on the wall here.
Yeah.
We were talking about that as we were prepping. It's just sad. And they're talking about the spring maybe, but boy, big downer here for DraftKings. And I wrote about this last week. That chart was looking a little tired. I mean, you had that magical run to $45. You had to break, couldn't get back, tried to rally. So this is a tired chart here. And that's what I'll say about DraftKings. Heading towards that recent low of the move here, that low of the move coming off that high. This will be an important level, folks, to keep an
Wait,
eye
Joel.
on.
Joel, can you pull your chart up so we can see what you're
Yeah,
looking
that
at?
would help, huh?
That
Here I
would
am
help.
talking about
Yeah.
it, and I don't have my chart up.
Yeah.
Sorry
Bill
about
Big
that.
D. DraftKings was an easy short today. You're probably right. With hindsight, you're probably right.
Yeah, Big Bill D, man. This does guarantee that Michigan will not lose to Ohio State in this calendar
Eh,
year. So that's there's a there's a little bit of silver lining here. DraftKings 30.80. That was your low on the 15th, and that was the day after you made the low of the move. So you got to keep an eye out at 30.80. Today's low, where's today's low coming in at? 30.51, folks. So could shaking. DraftKings is shaking here. GAN, I know that one's been following it. That one is sold off a little bit ahead of DraftKings, but it's just that's been quiet here, and it looks like it's trying to bounce. Another stock that I thought would be down more off this news is Disney. I mean, come on. I mean,
Yeah.
college
Yeah.
football, no Chris Fowler, no. I mean, the Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Tuesday, Thursday games. I mean, how in the heck are they going to fill that programming? But Disney is going to take a hit from this as
Yeah, I
well.
think you're
But
on. I think you're onto something. Yeah.
yeah, these stocks are. I mean, Disney did it. Survived up after earnings here, folks. I don't know. I wouldn't want to be long this thing.
It's crazy
I
because
really this 130 level here.
it
I don't like to start it off.
it feels like everything, with the exception of energy and like the travel stocks, everything else is like priced to perfection, right? And we're not going back to the way things were like tomorrow. Clearly, right? It's taken us a while. We don't even have a vaccine yet. So, these stocks like Disney that have come back not all the way, but a lot of the way. I don't
It's a
know.
gift.
Yeah,
Gift.
yeah, and I see that as someone who's Disney long, and I bought more down at whatever 80 or whatever, however low it got
80.
to. Not 80,
Wow.
like 90. I don't know. I bought some time in March on the way
Good for
down.
you.
Um, yeah. So I don't know. I just you're right, Joel. These are gifts, I think, to an extent. What about here? This one was just dropped in the chat, and it was dropped in the chat this morning as well. So we'll talk about it now. RKT down $2 today. What's that like? 11%.
It's
I
had
don't
a
know
nice
how
rally off
what
its
that.
IPO, and haven't worked out any levels in this, folks. But not good. And one key thing here, and this is for a new stock, and I think this also applies to really any kind of stock when you have a new all-time high, new all-time closing high. That came out on Friday at 24.70, I believe. Let me take a look here. 24.90. That was your close on Friday after a topsy-turvy day. And you had the lower open, folks, but you just couldn't regain that closing price. You couldn't get back over 24.90. You've seen some profit taking. This is giving back half of the move here. Well over. I believe it was in the 22 handle here. So we're going to do some work in this green bar here. The original pricing was $18, made it
Yep.
low at $17.50. I'm not sure we're going to get that low, but some profit takers, volumes coming down 111 million the first day, 90 million the second day, only 23 million a day. So kind of running out of buyers here. But let's see if it can, a longer term play. Let's see if it can,
Yep.
hold that opening range of the IPO. But give it a little bit back here, as well as the S&P 500 index futures. We just lost the 33.50 level. Coming up on the imbalances are out a little bit earlier, so maybe you do have a little sell imbalances today. We are getting close to giving the high close for the move. As I said, that came in at Friday's close at 44.75.
And something that I was telling everyone who would listen in the office on Friday was, look, if new IPO, you want to own the stock for long term, great, buy it. Doesn't really matter. If you want to own it, then just buy it, okay? But if this is for a trade or a swing trade or whatever, you will almost always, not every time, but you will almost always be able to get an IPO for cheaper than the opening price if you just wait a few weeks or a few months. Most IPOs go down, and we know this from Eric Kroll, right? He's been on our show.
Yes,
So
he's the man.
most IPOs go at some point in the first few months before the lockup expiration will go down below that opening price, and maybe even below the IPO price. In Rocket's case, the IPO price and the opening price are the same thing, $18. So
That was nice. Well,
so
did a good job with that.
yeah, so that's the level to watch in RKT, and you almost always be able to get that at a cheaper price if you just wait.
This chart, though, I just want to pull up
Yeah.
the housing,
Yeah.
ETF,
Oh my goodness.
making a new all-time high. So, if that's not bullish for Rocket Mortgage, then I don't know what is. But there, you can see the negative. It's giving some back day. But if we continue to have a strong housing market, which is this ETF is saying right now, then Rocket Mortgage should be in great shape to help with all the financing for those new houses into the future.
All right, I'm going to some stocks from the chat this morning that I wrote
Okay.
down. What about Twitter? This was from very early in the show. Someone dropped this in the chat. It's the first one on my list here. And
Twitter
I've not
and
looked at it today.
TikTok.
The
Oh,
only
man.
news, the Twitter TikTok news is carrying us today, but I don't know. I don't think when I saw that, I didn't think that had legs. I didn't think that meant that Twitter was in active discussions. I think it was just once upon a time, Twitter and TikTok had a meeting. That's how I read that headline.
Giving back a lot of the early gains here. Some of technology, except for Apple, which had the price target raised by Wedbush. Technology a little bit weak, and technology has been our leader. Couldn't got opened up 38.36, got over $39, but came nowhere near challenging that 40 level that you did a couple weeks ago. I mean, you gotta look at that major support in Twitter here at the $36 area. Full disclosure, I've been long Twitter for a long time, but thinking of selling it for a long time. But we'll see how it holds up here. That $36 level, looking interesting here. As you can see, that low from last week, I believe it was just under $36. So this whole TikTok thing, I just don't know which way is going to go. But not a great day. Twitter giving back, still in the green by 37 cents, but you don't like to see the fade like you're seeing now.
All right, what about Neo here?
Neo.
I think they report earnings this week. Did I write
Yes.
that down? It's somewhere in this in our doc. Neo is tomorrow morning. Neo.
Clear resistance here. Someone's trying to wiggle out of a chunk of stock over $14. We're at 14.13, so you can look at set yourself up two ways on this trade. If that resistance goes all the way up to 14.53, I'm going back over the last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sessions. Today's high 14.42. So that's the big level to clear. 14.50, then you get a chance to look at over $16. If this stock, if they don't have a good report, I'm just looking at this low from Friday. That coincides with a couple other lows. 13.20 was Friday's low. 13.37, 13.22. There's your support. Important for Neo to hold 13.20 following the report. S&P is a little dip under 33.50, but we're back up here, 33.50 and a quarter. Yet another buy the dip opportunity here.
Aren't they all, Joel? All right, what about this was from the chat this morning as well. EHTH, eHealth. This is one of those telemedicine providers.
Boy, oh boy.
Had that gap down. That was from earnings.
Well, you got a little head and shoulders bottom here if you want. You got the left shoulder, you got the head, you're building a right shoulder. Trying to get back over $80. It got rejected today. So look at those two highs from Friday. 79.59 today, 80 and a quarter. So call it $80. That's your big hurdle for this issue to clear, and then things open up at 90, and then you get into the whole gap area. So $80 big. And then I know Teledoc, I mean, it was kind of lazy when they did that acquisition, but that continues to repel almost 60 bucks off the high of the move. Did find some support under 190 today. That's a familiar area. As you can see, had a couple days where the lows were under 190 at the end of June and the end of early July. So I don't know. Maybe you got a level to lean on here for a little bit of rebound. Big sell-off for Teledoc since making that acquisition.
This morning, Angie Baby in the pre-market chat asked us about Cleveland Cliffs, which we have not looked at for quite some time. CLF, it's having a really good day today. And
low price stock.
Steel, actually, the entire steel sector is having a good day today.
Well, that's good. I mean, housing sector, steel, that's good. Finding a clear area of resistance here, and maybe we're going to bust through it tomorrow. Trading at the highs of the session, high is 607. We're at 604 as we speak. Go over to the left here, and you can see that you have highs in this area right here. Boom. We'll go with the little line right here. We'll go across. That's at 634. There you go. Then you got this high here, you got this high here, you got this high here, and then you get the gap up to 650. So let's see what happens here with Cleveland Cliffs, CLF.
What about CrowdStrike? This one was one of the most bought stocks among TD Ameritrade clients last month. Now on its third big down day in a row.
Boom, 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 boom. Yep. No signs of slowing down. I think they're hitting some of the other cloud stocks today. 95. That's a big old level for this one. As you can see, you had your lows here. Let's get that old drawing pencil out here. You can see just going right across here, just $95 area. All right, let's call it 94.38. Boom. You have this low, and now you're inching towards that. So if you're waiting to get a little bit cheaper, there you go. Another pair of lows under that, but some definite profit taking here in CrowdStrike.
And then I also want to look at this one again. These are all from stocks in that were dropped in the chat this morning. I told you I would write them all down. I did. Peloton.
How is Peloton? I haven't looked at this one in a while. Boy, I'm afraid to. Oh boy. This is looking a little bit tired too. Holy mackerel. Got over $70. And now you're clinging at 65. You got down to 65.15 earlier in the session. You also have this low at 65.60. So really important level for that one to hold. We've had a monster rally here. And I'm going to try something new here. I'm not sure if it's going to work, but we'll see. Another little trick that Gary taught me here.
What do we got? What do we got?
Boom, boom, boom. I'm not gonna be. I'm gonna have to practice this a little bit more. Oh no, I'm trying to do retracements, and I did have it on Friday. And let's see here. No, I lost it. I'm gonna have to work on this one.
You
But
can work on
anyway,
that.
I'm gonna try. I was trying to do the 50% retracement from 20 to 75 on this one. I was close, but no cigar. But keeping her, I'm gonna keep a close eye on 65 and Peloton here moving forward. This chart looks a little tired too. Was holding 70, gave away to 70. Now finding support at 65.
And someone asked this morning about plug power. I don't really know what someone like Joel will be able to tell you. There's nothing to really say about this other than just keep an eye, I guess, on the open and the close. But I don't know what there was to say about a stock that's breaking out. You got wrong chart.
I got the wrong up there. Yeah, I say, wow, $15.
PLUG.
Man, when these things get going,
They're going.
They get going. And it's this new high for the move here. You're up 76 cents. Let's see what the high is today. Let's see if we're near the high of the session. High of the session's 1220, closing in the upper quadrant there. So you can't really say the rally's done on this one. Keep an eye on that closing price from today. I mean, this has doubled here since early or late June. So big move here. Not looking tired. No red candle here in sight for plug power.
All right, that's a wrap on the trading session today, and so we are closed. We are closed, and
the S&Ps survived from that little dip that we had about there was like 345, 350. And now we're closing very close to the high of the session at 57 and a quarter, currently trading 54 and a half. So there you go. There's the bump up there that folks were looking. The rally continues, getting really close to the all-time highs based on the front month contract. That would be the rolling front month contract that comes in back in February,
Ooh.
3375.75. There's another target for you folks on the
All
upside.
right, for those of you who still don't have power in Connecticut, my thoughts are with you. Those of you in Chicago, other areas of the country, stay safe. Please remember all the information from this broadcast meant to be used as informational purposes and not for investing or trading advice. Everyone have a great rest of your Monday. Joel and I will be back with